I'm Chris Hayes, and thanks to Healthy Wexford, we're going to visit some of the many groups around Wexford involved in community growing of varying types. This Seeds to Success series will visit newly established gardens and ones that have been around for a long time. Come with us and discover these gems on your doorstep and be inspired for your own community. Castlebridge Community Garden is a short spin from Wexford town. Let's go have a look at this oasis of peace that lives in the shadow of Arthur Guinness. The garden here is the longest established community garden in Wexford and has been in the capable hands of Mary Hamilton all that time. Mary, how are you?
Hi, Chris. How are you?
Thanks for having us out to the garden.
You're welcome.
And look at this mosaic as soon as we walk in.
Mm-hmm.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah.
So it's obviously not just growing here because the polytunnel is massive. The flowers are great. There's also lots of art.
Yes, yeah. Well, that was the one, in the early years we had the Community Art Forum in Wexford.
Yes.
I had Andy McGarry was out.
Okay, great.
And he did this. We did it, I don't know, about 6 Saturdays, maybe 8 Saturdays, adding pieces. Most people can name one of them as their own. I know my daughter did. She did that one and she did that one, and then everybody else can. Most of the old members can name which square is theirs. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we kind of.
Well, so will we have a tour of the garden?
Yeah. We're doing particularly well this year. We had the plums and pears. We even had peaches earlier on in the year. But this one here has never fruited.
Okay.
This is a mulberry. That part of the garden doesn't belong to our lease, but we just keep the grounds or the garden down there. We do save seeds and we do save plants, and we give plants away. I mean, that's a lychee or lychee tomato. It's the thorniest plant ever. They're vicious thorns. Wow. And I grew it. And
I've never seen a tomato plant.
It's a friend.
Is it worth it?
You tell me.
Okay.
You taste this now and tell me.
Oh, wow.
My answer would be no.
No. Any community garden needs some good sheds to work out of, which they have here, and they also put in the polytunnel. And they have a list here of the people that are working the inside beds. Now, when you read through the names on this, it's not loads of names for Castlebridge, there are the locals, but there's also plenty of people who've moved here and who work their beds in here and grow food and even bring food from home.
I want to come here because normally in my life I like to do all those the community garden doing here. For me, it's making me happy and making me good, make me feeling good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Castlebridge Community Garden is on the grounds of Castlebridge House, a former Guinness house, and in this garden, the idea of the Guinness Book of Records was born.
The idea of it was there was a shooting party, and they had just photographs of birds lined up on those hills there, and just after dinner, when someone said, "What is the fastest game bird?" and nobody knew, and of course there was no Google, and there was no reference books, and so they actually decided that they needed something like the Guinness Book of Records. So the Blackwater brothers, who were in London, they actually were tasked with coming up with the first Guinness Book of Records. That was Connie Harper. She actually just lives just across here, and she grew up in Castlebridge. I didn't originally. She had a sort of a real interest in getting in. She wanted to do something with the house. And I thought actually a way of getting in here, get her foot in the gate, at least start with the garden, and then we can tackle the house.
I just love gardening for a start, but it's the tranquility of the place, but it's also the social interactions and the just meeting people here and chatting and talking about stuff and all the usual stuff. And it's a lovely place to meet people who've wandered in unexpectedly and never realised it was here. So that's a kind of a thrill always when you see someone's eyes widen as they walk through the gate. It's just been fantastic watching the way it developed and changed and matured over the years.
Half of the gardeners actually have prior knowledge of gardening. Some are pure greenhorns, and it's quite funny when you see the mistakes made. Like there's one man who's planted 50 tomatoes in his little plot the first year, and I think that's a bit too many, so he thinned them down to 25, which is even too many. 5 would be plenty, but like second year he sowed less, and by the third year most of them have a down pat how many tomato plants you need to feed a family, but and some people ask for advice, some don't, some want help, so you kind of have to be kind of careful. I don't offer usually unless asked, unless it's something really blatant. I try to button it, but
Well, this is my sister, so we
Okay.
came out to give her a help. So it was like the blind leading the blind between the three of us, because none of us are very able to do anything. But it's just beautiful out here. I mean, we've especially during the lockdown and that, when we came out, and when you couldn't meet anybody, we used to meet our grandkids and that out here. Do you know what I mean? And it's just idyllic. The kids, they see all the fruit now and they're able to pick them and count the butterflies and all. It's just fantastic.
I'm here from the start as well. Done all of our Phyllis done as well.
Right.
Bring down the grandchildren and they love it.
Right.
I had a 13-year-old now, he made plum jam the other day with the plums up there. And one now, she's strawberries down there, she's only 8. She saw them when she was only 5. So they're all involved, and have a 5-year-old as well, so they're all involved in it,
Right.
But there's loads of different nationalities here, and
Yes.
some of them have, got their own from their own countries. And it's been really interesting to see,
they're doing.
I grew that, it came from, I don't know what parts of the world anyway, but, it's nice to see what they're grown here in this little part of Ireland, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's nice for them to have something, I suppose, to taste from home as well.
do their
But it's nice, you give you a little taste of what they're eating as well, it's lovely.
We couldn't do without
He
Harvey.
plods along
couldn't-
along quietly there in the background, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean, he just gets it done.
Right.
Yeah.
He's been a great help.
If
now, I
he,
have to
if
say.
he sees you struggling, he's there on your shoulder, and he said, "Do you want
Yeah.
any help?" I said,
And his
"Please."
knowledge is amazing.
Yeah, he's
He'd
self-taught.
walk around and
Yeah.
he'd tell you every single flower, every single vegetable, everything, he knows them all.
Right.
Arvidas Davidenas.
Okay.
I know it's very difficult to pronounce why you call me Arvi, because this is better. 10 years ago I finished horticultural course and I start growing for myself, everything from seeds, because then I gathering knowledge, I read books in English.
But can I just ask you, Harvey, where did you do the course?
I done course in Osnam House, and then later I done finished course 4 years ago, QQI level 4 horticultural here in Castlebridge.
Nice.
Yeah, it was handy for me.
But did you find it's helped you?
Yes. And I had very good teachers. I live just across the road, probably nearest living, and I pop in here whenever I have time.
Okay.
I enjoy it because, like today, probably more people, but sometimes Sundays, I come alone, and so peaceful.
You were saying that one of the first things you put in was the polytunnel. It's so high and
Yeah,
wide.
it is
really
good.
Is a nice,
Yeah,
isn't it? A nice
it is.
polytunnel.
And we had all hands on deck, which you would need. I'm dreading the day we have to reclad it. You're supposed to get 10 years out of the plastic. We now have 10 years. But it's still looking good.
Have you made your own wine yet?
No. But I just picked the grapes, and because everybody takes the grapes that are growing over their own bed, it looks like a lot, but it is quite a lot. But but mostly easy. I don't think anybody makes wine.
Castlebridge Community Garden, one of the things that they've done a lot of here are courses, educational courses. We were chatting to Arvi, he did his horticulture course here. They've done master composting courses because it's great to give people that information they need to grow all this amazing stuff.
It's lovely to bring your own stuff home now. I'm not an avid kind of fruit and vegetable person, but I've had a good supply throughout the summer of tomatoes, spinach, rocket and tarragon and things like that. So that's good, yes. If you don't look after things constantly, they get out of control very quickly. And weeds grow as quickly as plants as well. So
Castlebridge Community Garden is a great place to relax, but also a place to meet a vibrant local group that are getting maximum benefit from a beautiful shared space.